Yo, what is good, gang, man? Today I got something crazy going on. I'm not gonna hold you. So I actually thought I was done with this solo leveling artwork, but as I kept staring at it, something inside of me just kept telling me, man, it's missing something. You know, something to really make it stand out. Something to kind of uplift it. Alright, let me let y'all in on what I'm thinking. So what are the core elements of solo leveling's art style? It's basically blasting lights at your face. It makes you feel like you're in a fever dream with Doctor Strange for real. So today, I'm gonna be testing out glow in the dark paints. So I'll be making this painting glow in the dark. Crazy, right? I'm not gonna lie, gang, this is a crazy risk. Adding more layers of color to this beautiful artwork, it's a high chance of ruining it, bro. Why can't I say it? You're ruining it. I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out, gang. If I actually succeed with this painting will be legendary, and potentially that will be my new style, glow in the dark paintings. Wouldn't that be crazy? I'm low-key hyped. I'm nervous as fuck. I could potentially ruin this whole painting. Of course, before I apply the paint, I will be testing out the paint as well. So I'll be doing like a little test run with you guys where I apply the paint to some paper maybe and see how it works, and with different attributes. Like I'll try to mix the paint with other basic paint, other acrylic paints, see how that works. As you can see on this painting, it has different shades of blue, and I actually just ordered the paint right now. I'm recording this right now as I just ordered the paint. I've ordered the glow in dark paint from a brand called Folgard. I have never heard about them, so you could see this as like a paint review. So hey, Folgard, you better not do me dirty on this one. It wasn't that expensive, which kind of worries me a bit. I ordered like 4 paints, a blue, a red, orange, and also yellow. And the paint is basically like reactive to sunlight, so the more sunlight the painting or the paint will receive, I think that's how it glows in the dark when you turn off the light. It just sends out the residuals of the UV lighting. I don't know how that's gonna work with the UV protection I'll apply to this painting when I'm done with it. So maybe that will be a huge problem, but I guess we'll see. I'll test it out before I apply it, as I said. So hey, I guess we'll see. The package will arrive, I think tomorrow or maybe the day after tomorrow. I don't know. So yeah, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick up the package after work maybe. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, gang. We just keep adding more and more aura to this painting. It's gonna be one of the most aura-filled paintings in the history of humans. I'm not gonna hold you. So yeah, gang, if you are as hyped or maybe even just as curious as I am to how this project is gonna turn out, please make sure you stick around to see if the solo leveling artwork will get its final level up the next day. Okay, gang, so I got the package right here. Pause. Yeah, so I was at work all day yesterday, so I wasn't able to pick it up, but luckily my girlfriend was home, so she was able to pick it up for me, or at least just open the door for the UPS man. But yeah, man, here are the glowing colors that we are gonna try and experiment with. Let me get these bad boys out of this package. Oh, I should have brought a knife, but I have a scissor instead, so let's see. Hopefully that can work as well. Alright, let's see. I'm really bad at opening boxes, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, nicely packaged. I bought this glowing paint from a website called Vasen Creative. I don't know if you can see it here. I think it's a Dutch company. I have never really heard about them. Hey, but here they are, man. Here they are. They are a lot smaller than I thought they would be. Around 59 milliliters each, which is around 2 ounces each. I don't know a rat's ass about ounces. I'm not gonna hold you. I only know milliliters and liters. But yeah, man, let's see how they look in person. Yeah, man, 4 colors. I got blue, which is gonna be majority of this painting. A lot of blue going on, so I'm gonna see if I can incorporate this one. I think I'm gonna be using all of this blue color. I'm not gonna hold you. I got some red, which is, it looks more like pink, not gonna hold you, but that's gonna be for Tusk. Not too much red is gonna be used. And then I also got some orange. I don't know whenever I'm gonna be using that. And also some yellow. I don't know if I'm gonna be using yellow in this painting, probably in my next painting. I don't know, I haven't really thought that far, but I just bought 4 because that made more sense instead of only just buying one and then paying for shipping. I think I'm gonna try and test out the blue one And if the blue one is fine, hey, I'm gonna keep the rest. But if the blue one is trash, I might send them all back. I'll just make a plain test, and then I'll make like a test where I'm mixing the blue with white. And then I'm also gonna make a test where I mix the blue with a darker blue, like a navy blue maybe. Leave it out in the sun for a bit. Maybe at the end of the day, or maybe a couple hours later, I'll see how it looks in the dark. But yeah, let me grab a piece of paper and let's make some tests. Okay gang, here I have the paper we are gonna be making the tests on. We got the plain, then the light mix, and then lastly the dark mix. I think I'm gonna mix it in my usual, as you can see, a lot of blue going on this painting. But I think I'm gonna use this color palette to mix in. Yeah, let's mix some color. It says to mix well before use, but I'm not really sure how to mix it. Like I can shake it, but I don't know if that's gonna make any difference. But I'm just gonna get straight into this. Yeah, I need to use a brush that's not stiff. So for the plain one, we're not gonna do too much. We're just gonna put some on this paper and okay, it's actually quite thick. I didn't expect that. Let me just even it out a little bit. See if, yeah. All right, then let's make a light mix. And of course, I don't have two glowing colors. So I'm just gonna be using this color, of course, and then some normal white paint. Just some acrylic paint. That was a bit much. We'll manage. Just one drop in there. I want to see how it really works with white because I want to keep the light blue colors on the painting so I don't have to, like, you know what I'm saying, like change all the light blue spots to pure blue. So I want to see how this glow in dark paint works with mixing other colors or other shades of blue, because I don't really see the necessity to use glow in the dark if you can't mix it with other colors. Like it kind of defeats the whole point. I think I didn't do the first coat justice, but we'll see. Also, let me try and make a little one here. I made a new mix, so hopefully this one will show a little different. I'm actually excited to see how this glow in the dark mixes with other colors. I would really be able to make sick paintings if I could get this to work. Okay, so let's make a darker mix here. So we're gonna make a mix with a darker shade of blue and then also some black, I think. So here we got my navy blue, or it's actually like a darker blue, but I call it navy. There we go. All right, let's see. Okay, that's a navy blue, but as you can see, like, it's not becoming too watery and it's not too thick. I really like how the properties of the paint is still preserved. Let's see how it mixes with black. I don't really mix any black with blue in this painting, only for the shadows, but honestly, I'm not gonna make all parts of the shadows glowing. I'm only gonna make the like shiny blue parts of the shadows glowing. This is honestly just for the plot. I'm just messing around now. The most important colors have already been mixed, so this is honestly just a bonus one. Okay, wow, the blue paint got absolutely destroyed by the black. So it doesn't mix well with black. I can already tell you guys that. It really does not mix well with black. Okay, so if you want to mix with black, make sure you use like a very, very small amount of black, because I'm pretty sure this one is not gonna be working. But maybe I'll be surprised. All right, so gang, that was the test. So now I'm gonna put this in the sun. I'm probably just gonna place it by my window and give it a couple hours to dry, and I'll test it out in the dark. I'll go into a dark room and see how it shines.
The next day.
Okay gang, so I have now left this mixing paper out in the sun, in the direct sunlight, for like the past 24 hours. Now, I would say it's time for me to check if the colors are glowing in the dark as the paint description says it should be. You can also use like a UV light to shine on it, but I don't have that, so I just used the natural UV light from the sun. I'm gonna go grab this paper and bring it into a dark room and see if the magic works. So we are now in a completely dark room. This is actually my bathroom. And I can see the paper actually works. Sorry, not the paper, the paint actually works. It's glowing brightly. The 2 dots on the right with the glow in dark paint. I've applied some UV protection on it. So of course that's also why the paint isn't shining as brightly. So that's really sick actually. I didn't know it would be this good. But yeah, this is definitely a pleasant surprise. I did not expect it. Now it's fading, but it's definitely a pleasant surprise. So yeah, gang, as you just saw, the painting works. It actually works. It actually is glowing in the dark. I could have left the paper out in the sun for a bit longer, but definitely should have done that because I removed it from the window when it got dark last night, and then I brought it out. I'm actually excited to just get started painting. So of course I could see the test where I mixed it with darker colors. That didn't glow at all, so I should definitely stick to the plain blue and also the blue mixed with some white. The dark colors don't work apparently when it's mixed with the glow in dark. So yeah, good to know that. So yeah, let's go ahead and apply this blue glow in dark paint to the solar leveling artwork. Alright, wake up gang, we are back and we're done applying the glow in dark paint to this solar leveling artwork. As you can see, it doesn't look too different. Maybe there's a bit difference in the shading of some of the blue areas. For example, Ygritte's sword here looks a bit darker, and also Kai'Sel's wings. They look a bit darker too, and the same goes for Tang's shield. Some aspects of this painting has gotten a bit darker, but it doesn't look too bad. I actually thought this whole project would mess up the painting completely, but apparently this blue glow in dark paint from Fullguard, it has a bit of a transparent finish to it, and the same goes... Damn, I just messed up my microphone. Yeah. It doesn't work anymore. For real? Are you serious? I hope you can still hear me at least. But and the same goes for the red. I wouldn't say it's transparent actually. If you can look closely, it looks like it's a bit of a orange finish actually, which is weird because I imagined it would be a bit more like neon pink. So I'm really excited to see how this one looks when it dries, because this one is supposed to be orange. I really don't know what they were cooking up in the lab when Fullguard made these. I have already seen a glimpse of how it looks when the lights are turned off. Y'all got something to look forward to. But before I show you, please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. And also, if you are intrigued by this project, please consider subscribing, since I will be doing a lot more projects like these in the near future, if I can get a new microphone. I think the USB mini input got destroyed. It was a bit loose before, but damn. And also, please leave a comment with your thoughts beneath the video when I've shown you guys the final results. I really want to know what y'all think, if you want to see more of these kinds of projects, or just let me know whatever you want to see next, honestly. I really want to engage more with you guys. So hey, enough of me yapping, let's see the final results of the solar leveling artwork, glow in dark edition. Enjoy. You all ready?
Huh? Oh, hell no.
Sorry, my bad.